comprehensive detail of it much later in our subsequent bulletins. We want to buckle down to business a bit this morning, and I want to rope in Branch George to tell us more on what is happening. KTN was trending yesterday, now they've folded, they're out of the country. Bran, what is really informing this particular development as well? Is it because of the way economy is really tanking, or what happened?
Well, it's been quite a sad moment for the startup ecosystem in Kenya, depending on which lenses you wear, really. Because think of it, Debal, this is a startup that came in very strongly at the beginning of the year. Of course, after running a bit of tests at the end of 2021, amid all these things, COVID-19, we've had a crazy economy. And then now they had actually even raised $1 million Debal. If you think about it using the current exchange rates in January, that should now be 117 million Kenya shillings. So that they had raised that as seed capital, to try and of course beef up their productivity in the country, market access, and of course marketing cost, administrative cost, among so many other things. They came in big, but it came all tumbling on them. And according to the CEO's post on LinkedIn, he was saying that the prevailing economic times are not as favorable for KTN to actually be able to still supply the Kenyan market. But then again, there's also been a bit of banter going around it. But before we get to the banter, Debal, I think this closure is justified. And we were listening to a lot of people, because I'm quite a player in the startup ecosystem, and we're listening to quite a number of people, and they were saying that KTN CEO is just a person who knows really how to test seasons and when to put his money where to. The gambler song? Yeah, that one. Yeah, you have to know when to stake and when to run away. You have to count your money and the like. Then there are people who are joking that Kenyan culture, kibandaski, remains king. So there are people who would never, for whatever reason, order food on whether it's one of these, quick food, quick service applications, Glovo, Uber Eats, whatever it is you subscribe to. But to be fair to them, it's been a crazy economic year. Think about it, fuel prices up. Maize prices up. There's maize shortage currently. Of course, when the demand is the same and the supply goes lower, of course, what happens to the prices in the market? And then there's also been the issue about there's so many other small things like serviette going higher. Cost of living has been high, so KTN Foods are actually justified to close from the country. Another story that we are following up for the business community is President Uhuru Kenyatta just touched on in Kigali today to go and attend the Commonwealth Business Forum, which is going on for 3 days. It is climaxing today. That's a story we'll be following up for the viewer right there. And of course, there's also the one-stop border post and how they are turning the tide for cross-border trade. We'll be looking at the OSBPs and how all of this are playing out, just to enable more cross-border trading to take place and the like. And then there is also the Kenya-UK bilateral agreements. There are some trade pacts that are being agreed upon. So many goodies that are coming. Of course, we'll be giving the Kenyan much more information on this one. And then we'll still be following up the cost of living. The food tracker will be following up to see what prices are, how food prices are playing out in the market right now. A packet of unga is going for at least 210 shillings. This has never been seen before. We want to try and zero in on why this is happening, particularly at such a time, and what alternatives are there. Because Debal, as you gather, Kenya's staple food is maize, but then there are also alternatives. There's sweet potatoes, there is cassava, there are so many other alternatives that Kenyans can work with. So in the medium term, when we are not seeing the prices of goods or the prices of food going lower, what alternatives then can we introduce in the market so that we can also be able to maintain our livelihoods? And lastly, Debal, farmers are striking it big. Sorghum farmers are making big money, millions of shillings. Why? Because there is a high demand for sorghum as it is used for brewing, keg. We've been following that for the Kenyan, of course. And now that you Subaru boys are not in the WRC, Naivasha's plate is full. Naivasha's plate is full. Hospitality is doing good down there. And of course,
Thank you.
Subaru boys are doing the most out there, not for good reasons, not participating in the rally. If you know, you know. Dibal. This and much more at 9:30 a.m. when Business Cafe will be taking over.
Fantastic, fantastic. And President Uhuru Kenyatta is in Kigali right now. Yesterday also we have the New Times really carrying out this particular splash. Prince Charles and Camilla, they also were honoring the genocide victims.